My aunt insulted my weight during Thanksgiving dinner and made me cry, so I outed her adulterous husband in front of the whole family. My aunt is someone who genuinely doesn't like me. I know it sounds weird to say that a family member does not like you, but it's true. My aunt places the majority of her self-worth on her appearance, her physique, and beauty. She has spent over $50,000 in cosmetic surgery in order to look exactly the way she wants to. She exercises every single day, taking no days off, and is the queen of eating disorders, refusing to eat anything deemed junk food, even on holidays. She is rail thin and really believes that everyone should live the way she does. Her obsession with her looks and appearance is so extreme that I have seen her explode at her husband for getting her cupcakes to celebrate their anniversary. Maybe this is why he cheats on her. The only reason I know is because their 4-year-old, my cousin, is someone who I'm very close with, and she has told me before that she saw her daddy with not mommy. I have kept this a secret, however, I don't feel like I should be the one to blow up a marriage. Besides, the man's marriage is miserable. If the affair comes out, he won't be too devastated. I think my aunt is just deeply insecure, and that's why she pushes this lifestyle onto others, especially me. You see, I'm a tomboy of sorts. I don't place much attention on my looks. I don't care for expensive clothes and makeup the way she does, and I am sort of chubby. Nothing major which affects my health, but I can admit that I have a tummy. However, my health is completely fine and I do exercise. I just enjoy food way too much, and the trade-off for me of having a little belly but enjoying food the way I want to is without a doubt worth it. Well, my aunt does not see it this way. She thinks I'm not elegant and feminine enough, believes that I should be thinner like a woman should be, and insists I wear more makeup as well as get more manicures and pedicures. It's a nightmare to deal with, honestly. It's especially frustrating when the holidays come around, and this is for 2 reasons. 1, she always has to comment about my weight, and no amount of my parents telling her to cut it out will make her stop badgering me about the fact that I'm a tomboy. The second reason is that her gifts are about as insensitive as I can think of. I don't remember the last time that she got me something that was not a makeup set, some sort of diet or healthy recipes book or anything along those lines. It really does annoy me, but it's almost a weird tradition at this point. Well, this Thanksgiving was when she had really crossed the line. Recently, I was diagnosed with diabetes, and this has completely changed my life around. I can no longer enjoy the foods I would like to as much as I want to. Have to constantly cater my life around being diabetic and have even slumped into a somewhat depression because of this. Thankfully, my parents have been amazing throughout this. They are really supporting me in every way they can. We all knew that this Thanksgiving was going to be quite tense with my aunt there. She was definitely going to comment on the fact that I'm not having dessert, and that is when I would have to ultimately tell her what has happened. Due to this, my parents decided to try get ahead of the curve and tell her themselves with my blessing to do so. The day before Thanksgiving, they drove down without me, and when they came home, they told me that my aunt seemed receptive to this news and did not make a big deal of it. This really surprised me, and I almost actually believed her. When Thanksgiving came around the next day, we all gathered at our house to celebrate. The dinner went without a hitch for the most part. My aunt did not make any comments about me. She did talk about herself a lot, which is expected. However, she is an egomaniac. Apparently, she got another plastic operation done. Since the last time I saw her, which was just 3 months ago, everything was fine until we had dessert after dinner. My aunt simply couldn't help herself. Her and I were the only people not eating dessert, and she looked at me and told me, "All the years of eating my crap caught up to you, huh? I told you this was going to happen. Bet you regret it now?" Now, I'm not one to cry, especially in front of my family, but this day was a reminder that my life was never really going to be the same, and so I was already feeling quite down. Add to that, my aunt's awful comment about it made me break down and cry. My parents shot up and asked her what was that all about. They told her not to do this, and she just can't ever listen and not comment about her weight. She tried to defend herself, saying, I'm not wrong. This caused my dad to explode even more and tell her to get out. Her husband just laughed the whole time and backed up my aunt with sly comments like, "Come on, she's just speaking her truth." I had managed to stop crying fairly quickly, and I yelled out to my aunt and uncle as they were leaving. All the years of being superficial and caring so much about how you look didn't stop your husband from cheating on you, did it? She turned around with a confused look, and I saw my uncle freeze in his tracks. My father, not wanting to deal with the upcoming mess, just ushered them out and told them not to contact us until they are ready to apologize. Update. The fallout that occurred within my family after I exposed my aunt's husband's affair was of a massive scale, to say the least anyway. The first thing that happened was that my uncle ended up divorcing my aunt, and not the other way around. It turned out that my uncle was having 3 affairs. At the same time, one being with a girl in her early 20s, which definitely makes me feel a little weird considering he is in his late 40s. However, my aunt still begged him to continue the relationship. Apparently, she could get over the cheating. Some context is required to understand why she was so desperate to keep this marriage. They signed a prenup before getting married, and my uncle is quite rich. He came from a rich family and makes a lot of money per year. She does not work at all. She is essentially a trophy wife. His job as well as his money was the only reason she was able to sit at home all day long every day, buying designer bags, paying $5,000 a year for a membership in the most bogey gym in the city, as well as spending as much money as her heart desired on cosmetic surgery. Finances was never something she had to worry about. Well, now she does. She actually did reach out to my parents and apologized for the way she acted. She only did this after the divorce was finalized, and it only took her a few hours of contact with my parents to try to ask them for a loan. She was blocked, and we don't speak anymore. As for my uncle, we speak to him rarely, and his affairs are not something my parents approve of, but he's still part of the family, and as far as I know will come over for the holidays. As for me, I still have diabetes. It sucks.